Kim Stanley Robinson. He is an American novelist born in Waukegan, Illinois on March 23, 1952. He writes about ecological and sociological themes mainly. He is a defender of science fiction as a literary genre. He considers it as the most powerful of all literary forms and loved Mars. There are several styles that he used in writing, such as the language was simple. We can tell because we could easily keep up with the sequence of the story. The author used the description to give emphasis on the character action instead of dialogues. And the author also used imagery in the story, such as similes and metaphors. At the beginning of the story, Charlie appeared with his family. He was the one who took care of the children while his wife worked, and so he had not been able to go along with his friends to the hiking trip they used to do every summer to Sierra Nevada. Anna decided he should go this time and also take Frank, one of his friends, with them. So, who is Charlie? He is the only character that could be considered as a round character in the story. The author let us know a lot of detail about him, like that he has a family composed by 2 children, Nick and Joe, and his wife, and also that he has a good relationship with his friends. The story presented an integral setting. It took place in Sierra Nevada, California. The author used a lot of narrative description to transport the reader to that place through detail about the sky, the weather, the time of the day, the type, and the characteristic of the environment, and also the origin of the landscape, and etc. There are some conflict in the story. For the first one, conflict of person against self, because Charlie struggled to accept the fact that his eldest son Joe had some sort of mental illness that would affect his future. And after that, conflict of person against nature, due to the fact that the place they climbed were all affected by global warming. While they were climbing Tabus Creek, they encountered the consequence of global warming. The place was too dry for the season of the year they were in. At this point, the character felt discouraged. Charlie felt as if everything he loved about that place would soon be gone. The disappointment was the dominant emotion in the story. The main character felt it throughout his travel when he saw his beloved Sarah turn to a dry environment. It happened after they got all together and started their hiking trip into the mountains. They walked, played, sang, and found a foundation of a Native American summer shelter. Charlie talked with his friend about how shocked he was for the trek and how worried he was about his son. But soon after, he started accepting the fact everything that was going on around him. The story ends with a vague feeling that everything going to be all right.